4 weeks, 6 months, 9 months. How much is really enough? How much time can Canada take to process your visa if you're going to study or work in Canada? Let's actually find out what's been going on, because whatever's been going on right here is pretty disheartening. And for all of these students watching this, Canada has some pretty decent and pretty amazing universities. If you take a look at these university names, you would see that these are some of the top most in the world. But at the same point in time, once you do get admission and you pay, and again, Canada is one of the rarest of rare countries which basically tell you, look, you should pay one full year's tuition in advance before you even step into the country. And a lot of students do that. A lot of them do that just to go into the SDS pipeline, just to get their visa process faster, right? And let's not even talk about the work visas. The scenario over there is much, much worse. Let me just show you over here right now. Let's say you get into a topmost university, right? And it's in Canada, unfortunately for you, because while Canada has some great benefits in PR, and you will basically be able to actually complete your education for a lower cost than many countries, but at the same point in time, is it really worth it if they take the money from you and they don't allow you to enter Canada, and you're basically sitting at your home and taking some online classes, just like it's some online course like Coursera or edX, which you could have just taken at home for a much cheaper price either way. So let me show you the current timelines as per the official website and as per what my experience has been working with students for their visa application process. The SDS, basically the fastest way to get the student visa if you are someone from India or some of the other select countries, basically, and it's only valid for select countries, and they have a lot of conditions. You should have an IELTS score above this number, you should basically pay the full year's tuition, you should have this, that. If you have all of that and you're qualifying for SDS and you think that, okay, as per the official website, as you can see in the screenshot right here, it's just 20 calendar days. Within 20 days, I will get my visa. The answer is no. You're not getting it within 20 calendar days. There's a massive backlog, and you're getting it within 2 to 3 months, which is insane. It's an insanely long time. And again, a lot of times it's even extended into 6 and even 9 months, as you will see in a little bit. The student visa via the non-SDS, basically the general stream, as per the official website, is basically 12 weeks. Now again, some students have now started claiming that non-SDS is getting to be faster nowadays. Again, we wouldn't know that exactly, because all the applications generally that we do are, most of them are in SDS. But at the same point in time, I think even the non-SDS ones, as per the official website, the timeline is 12 weeks, which is pretty long. If a student has to basically apply for the visa right now, and a lot of cases what happens is you even reject the visas, IRCC. So how is the student able to actually reapply, because they can't do that for the same year, right? At least in the US, what happens is you get a slot, you go ahead for the interview, you get rejected, you can basically try again in 1 month or so, right? Basically you get another slot. There's no limitation. But over here, you're taking at least 12 weeks to process the application, which basically means that the student will not even be able to try again until the next semester, which is essentially why students are being forced to study online in a lot of cases, and which is also why your SOP, if you're writing it for the first time for the Canada visa, and all of those things are critically important. You cannot disregard them, because if you get a rejection, it's probably not going to be easy for you to file a visa for this term at least. All right, and just in case you need help with that, you can take a look at the YMGrad services. We have the visa application help, and if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see Canada. We help with the end-to-end process, no matter what kind of processing you want, SDS or general, right? So just in case you'd like, you can take a look at that. But coming back to the video, if you take a look at the work visas over here, the timelines is insane. It's actually unrealistic. It says 41 weeks right over here. If you take a look at it, 41 weeks. And on top of that, it says, look, if you're not applying for an essential occupation, you can even expect a longer time. So work visas, much worse situation over here than student visas, of course. And let me actually give you some of the latest updates over here that I caught, a lot of them online, a lot of them based on my experience working with clients. So let me actually tell you a couple of things. First off, processing time. And as per the official announcement by the officials, right? As per the official announcement, the processing time by Sean Fraser itself, this announcement has been, will not return to normal until 2023, which is actually pretty darn unrealistic, right? I mean, what happens to all these students, to all the people who have applied for their visas this year? Do they waste one full year of their time? And what happens if you are not able to get it back to normal in 2023? right? So things are certainly moving out of control when it comes to Canada's IRCC and their processing times. As you can see, the backlog is pretty big, and that's actually a 2.1 million immigrant applications. That's a big number, 2.1 million immigrant applications, and this is not even the non-immigrant ones. And that's basically the backlog for just the immigrant applications. So you can expect exactly how it's going to move forward in the future. I do not personally think that it's going to get better. I think that the situation can potentially get much worse, just like it did in the case of the US when people started flocking towards the American dream, and more and more and more people went in, and at the same point in time what happened was there was a massive backlog. And now today the backlog is such that even if you wait for 90 or 100 years, that's basically your wait time from an H1B to a green card, basically, a lot of times, which basically means that you simply cannot expect a green card in this one life, because you cannot live over 100 years for the most part, right? So that's generally how it goes right now, and that's what IRCC is looking up to next in the upcoming years. Personally, I would say unless they have a massive hiring session going on, unless they're adding more and more people to the team to get rid of this backlog, because otherwise it's just not going to happen. So guys, Canada is filling up. Trust me, in a couple of years, getting into Canada is going to be just as difficult as getting into the United States. Point number 3, of course, students have paid tuition in advance and are not given the visa, which means that they cannot attend the school that they have paid the tuition to in a lot of cases. And let me show you a couple of tweets over here. For instance, this one, a student is saying that, look, 9 months and I'm still not able to get my visa. When will I get it? Please expedite it, because I'm not able to actually step into Canada, and it doesn't seem like Canada is as welcoming as they advertised it to be. So that's generally how it is, and this is an actual student, actual people who are looking into this, and in front of you, you can see the results are. The next one you can see over here, a student has actually responded to Sean Fraser himself, stating that he is not able to actually secure funding, that the student is going to be losing his funding. And for the most part, if applications since 2021 only, right, end of 2021, that point this person has applied, and since then there has been no updates on the visa. So you can understand that even the study permits backlogs are pretty huge right now, and even 2021 backlogs are not cleared. So how can you expect the 2022 visas to arrive just before them, right? So that's generally how it is going right now. The situation does not look good, and I actually opened this tweet up and no one had responded to the student, of course. Neither Sean Fraser nor IRCC, no one actually cared to leave a response on what's going on. And with all of this happening, yet the Canadian government, IRCC, and the Canada government, of course, they do not actually choose to update the timelines on their website. The timelines are still shown as 20 calendar days for STS, 12 weeks for non-STS, whereas students have been realistically, in actuality, they have been waiting for months and months, and they're not able to make it to the universities. So it is my request, guys, I would not say avoid Canada, but I would say if you're going for the 2022 or 2023 term, probably understand that you will have to face this at the end. Hence, if you are going for one of these terms, make sure that you apply for the visa as early as possible. You can work with us. I can try to expedite the process for you in a lot of cases, but again, there's only so much we can do, because at the end it's in the hands of the IRCC only, and if they do not process it, well, you can't really do much about it. You just have to sit down and wait, and if the term passes you by, you're gonna have to defer, or you're gonna have to actually take the classes online. That's basically it, which is disheartening, but this is the reality, and I wanted to share it with you because you deserve to know what's going on. All right, I hope this helps. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, where I will have continuous updates on this and much more coming your way, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye and take care for now.